And what we did last time is we talked about the argument. We talked a little bit about the objective moral values and duties. We talked about the difference between objective and subjective. All right, so here's America today. Literally, people are forming their moral standards based on their opinion. Right? Yeah, there's no standard. And the example I love to give that's very practical is when you're driving down the road and the speed limit sign says 55. Is that objective? It doesn't matter what you think, right? Do you go 55? No. No. Why not? Why not?
Money to pay the fine.
Well, after about 30 of them, you'll start doing it. No. What's the real reason? What do you do?
Everyone else, yeah.
What I do is I look around me and I go, hey, some guy just passed me going 70 and everybody else is passing me. I'm going 55. I can go 60, right? I switched an objective truth for a subjective truth. I pulled into myself my own opinion on that speed limit. If I'm on a road, there's no one else around, I come over a hill and there's a cop and he's got a laser gun pointing at me. Do I have the same opinion subjectively? I go right to the objective, right? Because now it means something to me and I slow down. But if I'm in a group, even when he's got a laser gun and people are passing me going 65, 70, I'll go 60. But the sign says 55. See what I'm saying? What we have in our culture is this very thing. Except we apply it now when we think about abortion, when we think about skin color of someone, ethics, right or wrong. You notice the areas we don't apply that to? Bridge building. I don't want to hire a guy who goes, well, I don't have a degree, but I got a pretty strong opinion on how to build a bridge. That's a good idea. Why don't you join us, right? We don't do that. But it's interesting we do that with ethics. Well, I'm not sure if I agree with you. It seems like it should be okay to love everybody the way I want to love them. It's like, well, there's a standard, right? So when you think about the Ten Commandments, anybody break any of the Ten Commandments? Okay, we're real interesting. We think we break them. Do you think it's possible to break one of God's commandments? You're broken on them. You don't break. Yeah, this is a big deal. We think we're actually, imagine God in heaven going, son of a gun, I can't get people to follow, do not steal. They keep breaking it. I don't know what to do now. This is crazy. What happens is you're marked. And what you've done is now recorded for your account. You are broken on the commandments. You are now accountable to them when you break them. And God's record now is used against you one day. Nobody breaks God's commandments. You're broken on them. That's what, this is the arrogance of man. We think we can just break his commandments. He's going, do you realize I just marked you? And then this will now be against you? And so what he does, in order to free you from those commandments, he breaks his son. So his son is broken on the commandments. So that now, by breaking his son, you can have the righteousness of his son if you trust the achievement of his son on your behalf. It's a different way of looking at this. Do you follow me?